Hi everyone, this is Crafty Decoria and I hope you're all doing great. So today I wanted to make a DIY to add to my bamboo cutting board farmhouse centerpiece that I made in my last DIY. I will post the link in the description box below if you haven't seen that video and you care to see it. So I wanted to change the chargers on my table to be a more farmhouse look. And I thought these bamboo cutting boards would work out great. So to make each cutting board, I will be using 4 of the bamboo cutting boards. I have these wood craft cube beads, and the size of these are 2 centimeters, and you get 12 pieces in a package. I also have a metal fork and spoon. These are stainless steel, and you do get 2 for $1.25 here in Canada. I also have my E6000 glue. You could use your hot glue, especially if you're using the Gorilla Glue, the hot glue. I think that would work out fine, but I'm just going to go ahead and use my E6000. I also have some black Dollar Tree acrylic paint. I have a makeup sponge, and I also have a stencil that I had purchased. I can't remember if I purchased this one or I had it sent to me from the company, and this is not a sponsored video, but because I love this company Stencil so much, I'm going to go ahead and share their name if you are looking for some stencils. The company is Essential Stencil, so you can look that up, essentialstencil.com. And in this package here, you get 3 stencils. And so being that it is on the dining room table, I'm going to use this one here that says Give Thanks. But you can definitely just go on to Google, upload an image or a saying that you like, and then print it out and then make your stencil from that. I do that many times, and I used to do that all the time before I did purchase some stencils from this company. So that is all the supplies that I will need. Without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. I hope you enjoy. So the first thing I've done is I've taken my bamboo cutting boards and I've laid them down sideways. So I'm going to start off by gluing these 2 together right here, and then I will glue these 2 together here, and then once those are set together, then I will glue them both together along here, and I will let that dry. Boards are drying and adhering together. I'm going to go ahead and paint my wooden block beads. Now again, in a package you get 12. For each charger I will be using 4 of the blocks, so 2 under the fork and 2 under the spoon. I will be using a total of 24, being that I am making 6 chargers. I'm going to take my makeup sponge and my black acrylic Dollar Tree paint, and I'm just going to paint the blocks. I usually just hold the 2 ends that have the holes, do the 4 sides, and then once those are dry, then I go over the 2 ends. Have all my blocks painted, I'm going to be gluing 2 of the blocks underneath the fork and 2 of the blocks underneath the spoon. And I'm just going to glue 1 block right at the bottom of the top of the fork, and then the second block will rest on the underneath the end of the fork, so just like that. And then the same with the spoon, the bottom part of the top of the spoon here and then the end of the spoon will rest on that second block. And I'm just again going to use my E6000 glue to glue those down. So now my cutting boards are adhered together. So this is my charger. But I decided to add another step to this DIY. And there's a couple reasons. One is I want to have some type of protection on the bottom of the charger so that if I have it on my dining room table on the bare wood or in my kitchen table on the glass, that there will be something so it doesn't scratch up the wood or the glass, and also it will keep it from sliding around. Now, if you were going to do this DIY and you didn't want to do the fork and the spoon, by adding this vinyl top liner from Magic Cover, and this I picked up at the Dollar Tree, then you could definitely cover the one side, and then you could make these reversible chargers so that you have two different looks. I would love it if this was in black and white instead of blue and white, but the blue and white is really nice as well, and it's buffalo check, so I think it's a really nice pattern. But because I have 6 chargers to cover, and at first I had cut a large piece to cover pretty much the whole back, but leaving a border all the way around, and I really liked how it looked. But then when I opened the roll, I realized that the roll is not very big, and being that I have 6 chargers, I figured if I cut them in half, then I would be able to use one roll for 3 chargers. I will have a little piece left over, but not enough to make another charger. So in total, I would need 2 rolls of this vinyl top liner. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to cut them in half, and it will still help hold this, hold these cutting boards together. And then to glue that down, I'm simply just going to use my hot glue. So now I am ready to stencil my bamboo charger, and I just took my stencil, one of them from Essential Stencil, and I centered it as best I could, taped it down, and now taking my makeup cosmetic wedge, I'm just going to pounce it in the paint and then apply it to the stencil. So I think it is looking super cute. I really went with something smaller. I didn't want anything too big because I wanted the bamboo to come through, but I did want a little something, and I think this Give Thanks is very fitting to put on a charger that sits on your table. So all I have left to do now is to glue down my fork and spoon, which will be my handles for this charger. And I will be gluing them down with E6000 glue. What I did was I just took them and I placed them on the charger to see where I wanted them to sit. I took my pencil and then just marked that out so that I can apply my glue and then know exactly where I want my fork and spoon to go. Guys, so here are my Farmhouse bamboo chargers, and I could not be happier with how these have turned out. It really was an easy project to put together, and I absolutely love them. I really would recommend using the E6000 glue for this, and you want to put on enough to really keep them adhered together. And once you have them in place, I would recommend not touching them, just leaving them to dry, because by moving them around you may break that seal as they are trying to adhere together. So just leave them. I left them a whole, I think I applied the glue around 2 in the afternoon, and I left them until the morning, and this way it gives a good amount of time for them to adhere nicely together. Now, if you didn't want to make these as chargers, this also makes a really cute decor piece for your kitchen or for your dining room, because you can just simply lean it up against something, and I think it looks really nice like that as well. So a couple suggestions with this DIY if you decide to make it. I have not done it yet, but I'm going to do it as soon as I'm done this video. I have purchased the matte Mod Podge from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to lightly pounce over the area that I stenciled, because I want my paint to stay nice and crisp. With the plate going on and off, you know, it may wear out the paint a little bit, and if you like that, then that's not a problem, but I just want to keep that protected, so I am going to coat that. Another thing, where the cutting boards join, you can see there is a diamond shape. Now this one I didn't fill as well. Some of them I filled perfectly, but you do see the glue when you fill it in like that. But I did fill it in with the glue, just again so it's keeping the boards together for some extra support. But what I'm actually going to do is, the Dollar Tree sells some adorable buttons, and you can get them seasonal buttons. You can get the ones that I want to purchase are the country looking buttons. Now this button that I have is not from the Dollar Tree, it's just one I had on hand to show you. But I would recommend not getting a thick one, stay on the thinner side, and then I'm just going to hot glue that in the center of the cutting board. And this way it just gives it a more finished look. It ties the boards in together. It makes them look like one piece instead of 4 glued together. And again, at the bottom of your plate there usually is a lip, so as long as you keep it thin enough, it will not interfere when you place your plate onto your charger. And when you don't have a plate on there, it just makes, it really just finishes off this charger with a little bit more country. I love the way the fork and spoon turned out on this charger. At first I was going to just bend them and then glue the actual fork and spoon to the cutting boards, but then I had the wooden block beads on hand, and I just thought that they would look really super cute underneath, and then making the handle that way. And I love how they turned out. I'm glad that I ended up painting them black, because it just ties in with the black of the Give Thanks that I stenciled. So I think it ties in together nicely. And I just love how they look with my Farmhouse centerpiece. If you haven't seen that DIY, then again I will post the link in the description box below. But I am super pleased with how this has turned out and how it looks all together. If you enjoyed this DIY, and I really hope you did, please give it a thumbs up, share the video if you can, it greatly helps my channel. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like the content that I am sharing, then I hope that you will subscribe. As always guys, you take care of yourselves, and I so hope to catch you in my next video. Bye-bye.